friends, Kelly here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am working in my Fear Not junk journal, and I want to work on this pocket here and get a card in there. So if you caught my last video, I worked on a few other pieces. I made this tag, which I still haven't journaled on. And then to house the tag, I actually put it in just this vellum pocket that I did some stamping on and just glued that down. And the other card I made lives in this envelope here. Haven't journaled on that one yet either. So today I want to work on this bigger card. I need to cut it down because it's too big to fit in the pocket. I need to do some distressing. I need to change the color to be more like this card over here. And I want to do some stamping, and I want to do some sort of cluster or layer. But I'm not sure I can do it too bulky because it does need to fit in this pocket, but I want to be able to see something. So I'm going to have to do some thinking and some playing around and probably make some mistakes and fix them. So let's see what we can come up with. So come along and craft with me. Okay, so first thing I need to do is figure out how wide I want this. And I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and mark it with a pencil, which I seem to have misplaced. Where are my pencils? My 5.5-year-old likes to come in and steal my stuff, and I think she took my one pencil, but I'm not trying to blame her, but it's probably a safe bet. So I'll just use this, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this part off. Okay, so now I am left with this tall, skinny card. I just realized the corner rounding, I didn't do the same corner. I better fix that. That will drive me nuts. Let me see if I can just, oop. That doesn't look great, but that's okay. That'll work. Okay, those corners weren't quite right. So I am going to get out my inks. I'm going to use the same ones I did last time, which were, I had to think about that, antique linen. I'll use tea dye, vintage photo, and I'm going to grab out my tea dye ink and my dauber. Okay. Now, I also want to do some sort of, let's see. I want to be able to journal on one side and cover up the other side. I kind of want to leave the lines. Actually, I have an idea. Let me see if I can find it. I have this pad of library note paper, whatever it is. And I bet it's the right size. It is. So I think I'm going to do something with this. Now, do I want that to be the journaling side or the decorative side? I kind of want it to be the decorative side. So I think what I'm going to do is just glue it down and then tear and do some more corner rounding. That way I'll only have to ink one side. So let me ink this side first, and then we'll work on covering the other side. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other card. If you watch that video, you know what I'm talking about. Let me grab it out. So it's got all of these wrinkles and everything, which I think is going to be maybe problematic when I go to write on it, but I'm willing to embrace it. But I don't think I want to do that on this card. I think I want to leave it a little more flat. But do I want to put some faint stenciling? I might do the coffee dyeing on this one here. Okay, let's start with the antique linen, and I'm just gonna grab out my brush if I can find it. I have a whole bunch of sizes, but this one's the one I use most often. I love these things. Maybe I should grab a bigger one. Maybe it'd be faster. Okay, I grabbed a bigger one because I think it will be faster. So here we go, making a mess. Okay, so I have gone ahead with the brushes and just added some ink colors. I used mostly antique linen, but then I brought in this old paper. I just wanted to kind of see what it would do. And now I really, really, really want to play with water. So I hopefully don't regret this. But I have more of these, so if this goes terribly wrong, I'll just redo it. So let's see. I just want to do a little bit of water spots. I gotta get this thing going first, don't I? Okay, there. Ooh, interesting. All right. That is interesting. It kind of made like a gray tone. Okay. I'm going to go with it. I'm also going to let this dry. It shouldn't take very long because there's not much water on it. And then I want to do a little bit with, I'm going to do some coffee marks, I think down on the corner. And then some of my splatter stamp, which I'm going to go with the little one. And some wild honey. So let's see if this is mostly dry. I'm too impatient. I'm not going to wait for it to dry, but I'm going to get my coffee marks. Do I want it all the way on or kind of off the page? I'm going to do it off the page. And I'm going to do that in tea dye because I want it to be faint. Had a lot of creamer in my coffee that day, apparently. All right, so let's just do this. It is Saturday morning. Well, it's not quite morning anymore. It's, I don't know, almost noon maybe? We had a very rare occurrence for our family today. We all slept in and didn't get out of bed till like 11 o'clock. We just hung out and watched videos together and laughed, and we don't get to do that very often because, oh, I love that. That's so cool. My girls and I are up and out of the house by, well, we leave at 7:30. And then Sundays, church, I leave the house most Sundays at 8:30. And Saturdays lately, my youngest has had soccer or basketball or both. And she had basketball scheduled today. Soccer was a week off. But she has had this, like, it's not quite a croup cough. It's not barky. She's not barking, but she's got a cough. She's in great spirits. She doesn't have any other symptoms, but she's got this cough. So we decided that today would be maybe better off to not send her to basketball. Also, we were up at 5 a.m. using the nebulizer, so we needed to sleep in. So she's up and at 'em now, though. She's keeps giving us the thumbs up and saying she feels super. And she's acting like it. It's not like she's trying to dupe us into thinking she's not sick. She really does have a pretty good attitude this morning. We don't have anything planned today, so I'm not worried about her trying to convince us otherwise. So she just genuinely, I think, doesn't feel bad. She just has this cough. But I gotta admit, I was pretty pumped to not have to get up this morning and go and do anything. I'm still in my pajamas, and I'm crafting, and I love it. Okay. That looks good. I'm gonna leave it that way. I'm just gonna go around and ink around the edges, but I'm gonna wait to do that because I'm going to cover the back, and whatever I cover the back with, I'm gonna want to ink, so I'll just do it all at one time. So now I'm gonna start pulling out some stuff to figure out what to cover this with. Okay, so I have the library page, and I also want to use this, I think. I don't know if I'll necessarily use the word October, but I think I want to use the lyric part, the music sheet, whatever. So I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this apart. And I'd really like to use some more of the die cut ephemera elements that came with the kit. So I think I need to do some layering with that. I was thinking about pulling some more fabric out for this card, but I, again, want to be mindful of the bulk. So I'm just going to cut this right here. And won't need those. So I don't, as much as I think it would be really cool and cute to do a little fabric ruffle or something, I could use lace though. That, if I have a thin lace, maybe I'll do that. Okay. The other thing is I don't know if I want to use this part because of the way it won't fit quite right. You're going to lose some of the edge. That might bother me. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and ditch that part. I'm going to tear it at a bit of an angle. And let's see. I think we're going to do some layering. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something like that. I don't like this straight edge, so just don't like it. So tear that off. So I think I'm gonna do something like that. Maybe I do want October on there. I think I'm gonna do a little crookedness, a little haphazard. Wait, wrong side. That would be tragic. It's gonna go like this. So I'm gonna do that. Save that for another time. And do I want it on the same side? It's a little late for that now. Save that. Maybe something long on this side. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Or do I like that? How long? Let's see if this will be long enough. I'd kind of like to go with, I don't know if I want this part in there. Well, I think I'm going to end up with part of one of those. Maybe I'll just do this. Take this off. And this side I'm going to cut because it's going to go off the edge of the page, so it won't matter. This side I'm going to tear. Okay, it's like a puzzle. Let's see how this is going to look. So we'll do that. Maybe I am going to not do crooked anymore, except for I need one more piece. I need something that's going to go up here. What to do? Let me find something. No. Maybe some washi. No, I don't want to mix different materials. Do that on the top. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. Something like that. Yeah, I kind of like the numbers poking out. And let's see. And I like the rip here showing. I guess it's kind of silly because now you can't see that side. So what if I did something like this? Is that weird? Now I'm not really liking this, but I'm going to cover it up with an embellishment, so it's fine. I do like it. I do like it. Maybe I want to move it to the middle. This really shouldn't be this complicated. No, I want this underneath. So I guess I didn't have to rip that edge because now I'm just going to put it underneath anyway. Yeah, but I do need to rip this edge. Okay. We'll get there, friends. We'll get there. I didn't need to rip that. Or do I need to pull that down? All right, I'm just going to glue it down and then I'll fiddle with it. Oh, I just thought of something. I think I want, do I want to ink those edges? I think I do. I'm going to use tea dye before I fully glue this down. That is why I use Barely Art, because you have just a tiny bit of playtime before you're locked in to your choices, which I can't handle that pressure. I don't want to be locked in. Yeah, we just need to ink those edges just a little bit. Just take away that white. Okay, let's try that again. And now, since I know where it's going, that, I think it's gonna go there. Glue on my table. Oh, I hate that. All right. Okay. I better go ahead and ink this one. I also don't like this edge, I want to distress it a bit, but I don't know where my distressing tool is. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Rip some of that out. Yeah. There. I like that better. A little more rough. Ah, things are going everywhere. I'm making a mess. Wouldn't be crafting if I wasn't making a mess. Oh, what? This was going to go under here. Ah! Bookers. Okay. Shifting that. I should have worked my way down. Again, friends, like I said, mistakes happen, and they definitely happen when I craft. So we're just going to embrace it and work with it. I like that. That's cool. Okay. I probably am very excessive with glue. I probably don't need to use that much, but I do. Anyhow. Oh, I did it again. Okay, hold on. Don't glue that part down, Kel, because we are going to stick this under just like that. Okay. Ink this up. I don't know how much of this top you're going to see, though. But I think that's okay. All right, so that's going to go there, roughly. I'm just going to put the glue down. Get some under there so I can press it all together. And like that. Oh, a little further down. All right. There. That works for me. Okay, so now I just need to trim it off from the back so I can get a nice clean card, and then I'll have to do some corner rounding again. This part needs to be inked right there. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, let me clean it up and then we'll move on. Okay, I decided to leave the top here kind of a rough edge. I like that. Right there. There we go. But I do need to corner around the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that and take care of that part. I think it's the big one. Yep. Okay. There. So let's make sure it actually fits in this pocket before we go any further, because that might indicate how much layering we can do. Oh, yeah. That's so cool. It would have been kind of interesting if I would have made sure that this lined up so that you saw two different things, but I actually like it this way. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now what to do with the card. I had an idea that I wanted to stamp on here the love of God. Because my thought is that I'm going to do some journaling on here and just kind of journal about how I saw his faithfulness so greatly when I was going through all the stuff with my mom in the beginning of it. And then how truthfully I just kind of I didn't walk, how do I want to say this? I wasn't walking away from God intentionally, but I certainly wasn't walking towards him. Over the summer, I think I talked about this in a previous video, but I just felt like I couldn't deal with the heaviness of a lot of emotions I was feeling, because everything that was happening to my mom was, for lack of a better word, a choice she had made. Whether she made that choice more recently in her life or if it stemmed back from at some point in her life where she started choosing alcohol. She's an alcoholic, and her brain injury is due to alcoholism. And so I'm always going to be angry about that. But working through that now, and the whole content here about fear, that's what gripped me over the summer, was the fear. And I just I wanted to avoid it. So my intention of this card is to talk through or process through how, even though I was avoiding all of that stuff, God was still pursuing me always. and that I always will know that he will conquer that fear for me and I can come back to him. So now when I actually have to write it, I'm gonna have to watch this video so I can remember what it is I wanted to write. So there's a little bit of that. See, that's how I journal and process out loud, verbally. I don't like writing it. But there you go. Okay, so I grabbed out some stamps, not that one. I've got some alphabet stamps, and then the stamp set that came with the kit has this, and it has the words God and love. And so I was thinking I would write, I'm not writing anything. I'm stamping out the love of God. I better write that down, or I'm gonna forget what I was gonna write. I need a scratch paper. The love of God. Okay, so that's what's going here. But I have to work out, that's because those are pretty big letters. So I have to work out how I'm going to do that over this and make it visible. I could do it down here, but I really want to put an element down here. So let me grab out the little ephemera. Let me work on that first, and then I will figure out how I'm going to put this title in. I also could just put the title on the back. Maybe that's what I want to do, is put it here, and there's less space I have to journal on. Okay, maybe I'm doing that. All right, let's see what we have in here. Some of these pieces are just humongous, which I'm not mad about, but I don't know how to use them. What's gonna make sense? So these labels here, these tags, no, I call them labels. I don't know if I talked about these yet, but I printed these from Vibe of Vintage. They are, I think, called the Ink Saver labels. I'll try to remember to link that below, but I printed them onto a digital paper I printed out. And then, so I printed out the digital paper, this pink, I don't know what this is. I don't know what the name of that pattern is, but I love it. Then I ran it back through my printer with the Ink Saver label on it. That way I could get exactly the print I wanted in the background. So love that. And I know that Vibe of Vintage shop has, I think maybe one or two other things that are considered Ink Saver. I think they have one that's called a background paper, which I haven't purchased, but I am very curious about. So I've got those, but I don't think that's what I'm going to use here. What I'm looking for, I really like these big leaves. I want to use those in something. I'm going to pull those out. What I'm looking for is an element that's going to go down here, or some elements to build from. Ooh, that's pretty. Now with these pieces from Illustrated Faith, I have found that I don't love how much white is around it, but it's easy to fix because you just trim it down. So for some people that might bother them, but for me, it doesn't bother me at all. I just trim it down, no big deal. No. I also have these journaling spots that I want to do something fun with. So I'm going to set those aside so I can maybe have a little bit of a thinking, brainstorming session today to see what else I want to do in this book. Because I want to fill it up with all this goodness. A pumpkin? Ooh, a littler pumpkin. It's hard for me to see past all the white. We got acorn. There's another leaf. Ooh, a mushroom. I love the mushrooms. I'm going to say no on the mushrooms this time. These leaves are smaller, so I'm going to leave those over here. Ooh, a butterfly. Little acorn, little leaf. Do some layering. All right, what else we got? There's a lot in this ephemera pack. I mean, there usually is. Illustrated Faith is pretty good about loading up their ephemera packs. I haven't, I got the gratitude document kit yesterday. I haven't opened it yet. Well, I opened it, but I didn't actually look through it yet. Ooh, a title. And I'm looking forward to that and getting that set up, ready. I don't know quite yet what I want to do. I'm thinking, okay, these are all too big. I am thinking I'm definitely going to put something in this junk journal. That's why I made it. Do I do another big acorn? No, might use that little one. But I don't know if I want to do another one of these flippy floppies or if I want to try something else. There is, I have to think through. I mean, I should have maybe done it the other way around because there's a lot more content that's going to go into Gratitude Documented. I don't know that I'm going to do something every day. I don't know if I'm going to do like a daily prompt. I haven't really looked at it, but I think there's usually daily prompts. I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to take the pressure off myself and just do sporadic, just whatever gratitude. I haven't decided. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and trim out some of this white, and then I'm going to start figuring out how I'm going to layer this. Okay, I have my pieces cut. So I ended up cutting all the excess white that I didn't want all the way around these 4 pieces. And I realized I probably didn't need to do that. Let's see, I think this is the way up. Probably didn't have to be as precise on this side because I'm going to end up cutting it off because I think this is going to go here. I think that's about the only thing I've figured out. Something like that. And then, let's see, pumpkin. I kind of went behind. Yeah, that. And no, I don't like that. I want to put this leaf. I want to have it up. I could do, no, that looks weird. And it could be falling, but it also looks like it's just floating. Oh, what about this side? Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. That is cute. Let's see, something like that. Then I don't know where to put you. Kind of want it right here, but it feels like it needs something to anchor it. Ooh. I want to make a tab at the top. This at the bottom. Ooh, I might like that at the bottom. Let's try that. Although, well, if it's not hanging off the card, because I gotta remember it's going into the pocket. No, I don't like that. What on the side? No. I keep thinking I'm gonna tuck it in something and it's going in a pocket. I just put it, oh, what if I just do that? Oh yeah, okay. I'm liking that, I'm liking that, I'm liking that, and something like that. Okay, it needs something else. Maybe some washi. What is the washies? Maybe I could put, oh, I wonder if I should do some inking on this. Kind of grunge up this background because the rest of it kind of already has a natural grunge, but this is kind of stark in my eyes. So I'll do some splattering, of course. What else could I put behind there? Oh, I know. Okay, I pulled out a stencil and I'm just gonna put that in here like this. And I'm gonna use a tea dye, but I'm gonna use the oxide because I want it to be more opaque. Or take that back. I also have, it's not a tea dye, sorry, it's not oxide, but I have Tattered Rose, I think. Yeah, here it is. That might look really nice, kind of a little bit of a tone on tone maybe, sort of. I'm gonna do that. Okay,